Hey everybody, and welcome to G4G on YouTube. It's Napalm Dawn, and today we're going to take a look at the fact that Square continues to double down on their stupidity with Marvel's Avengers. So, this is essentially a follow-up to one of the last videos that I did. In the previous video, we talked about the fact that Square and Crystal Dynamics, when they were talking about Marvel's Avengers so long ago at E3, they said, we will only sell skins, the store will never be pay to win, blah blah blah. And then the recent controversy is that after nerfing the experience gains about 7 months ago under the guise of, hey, we're sorry you're leveling up too many times during a campaign mission, you're probably not fully appreciating the powers that you're gaining. So after they nerfed the experience gain, people were really concerned when it happened. Right after, people said, oh, okay, alright, it's maybe not quite as bad as we thought. It's not great, but it's not awful. And then right after the game hits the Game Pass, Square and Crystal give us a 4 times experience weekend, and then bang. Experience boosters and catalyst boosters, in-game, not credits, but in-game currency boosters or materials. The boosters all hit the store and you can purchase them. They last for a day or 3 days or a week, I believe. This clearly goes back on their video where the lady stands up on stage with the shawl and says there will be no pay-to-win mechanics in this game. Now, before you raise your finger and say, but wait a minute, Napalm, you aren't really competing against other people, so how is it pay to win? What is it that you're winning? I mean, aren't you essentially doing the equivalent of a Game Shark code? Well, not exactly, because you have to pay for it. It's pay to convenience. Let's be frank and not give in to the outrage. On the phrasing, at least, it is pay to convenience. However, as was discussed in the last video, it clearly is drug addiction behavior. It is what a dealer does to get you addicted to their stash and their wares. Khajiit has cocaine wares for you. Let's be frank on this. Pay to convenience was always going to be a sliding scale. When you pay full price for a game and then you pay to convenience, that is a really bad look. When you look at, say, World of Warcraft, you pay a full amount for the base game, you pay for the expansions, you're paying for your time per month. Obviously, you get a little bit of benefit if you pay for 6 months or a year, but you're paying between $12 and $15 a month to play World of Warcraft. And then they have those boosters. Well, they give you 1 booster for free every expansion, and I always take advantage of it. And then they sell you $60, I believe it's 60, to boost a character manually. And you could say that is pay to convenience, and you would in fact be correct. That is pay to convenience. And that is even in a way pay to win, because you are playing this game with multiple people. You are kind of keeping up with the Joneses if you boost a character from 20 to 60 right now and pay $60 for it rather than leveling it manually. However, they really have not so visibly nerfed experience along the way. And World of Warcraft is a AAA game, pretty much from top to bottom. Obviously, Shadowlands really has its issues, as we've covered on the channel. But it is firmly entrenched in the gamer zeitgeist as compared to Marvel's Avengers, which struggled to keep people playing the game until the Game Pass stuff. To continue the comparison, Blizzard has never pulled so many things in a row, though, to grab your money quite like this. They didn't nerf something, see their numbers dwindle, do a popularity gaining mechanic, and then try to hook brand new people on their drug like that. The boosts have been around for a while. They were not tied to a specific event or anything like that. What Square and Crystal are doing, let's be completely frank, is absolutely converting this into a mobile game mechanic. So, after a ridiculous amount of radio silence from Crystal and Square, the post on Twitter today, and now the last one before this, I believe, was on the 8th, but the post on Twitter today is, hey guys, Claw Raid Discord and Sound is coming out before the end of 2021. Take a look at this piece of concept art, not final art, not this is what you'll see. Goddamn concept art. And no mention of the controversy, no mention of Spider-Man, which was promised for 2021, and we're about done with it. And the absolute simps, the complete defenders, have come out of the woodwork and started their own responses. They're not responding to people who have issues with it, but they're creating their own initial top-level responses like, XP boosters aren't a big deal. Grow up. This one is a response. What do you care? Don't buy them. People, you need to get over the whole consumables. Why are people acting like paid experience boosts personally harm them? They lied about it. We know. No, that's really a big deal. That is a breach of trust with them. There's this one. This is the guy I responded to. There's not a single fan of this game upset about this unimportant nonsense. My response to the guy was, don't project your narrow-minded view on the entirety of the fans of this game. You speak for you and you only. You do not pay to progress. They literally give away free XP points like every time the marketplace resets. Not nearly enough. They're giving them away for free. They're never going to... Adding XP boosters to skin bundles. Yeah. This was the sliding scale of how it was going to happen. And really, these here, yes, because it doesn't matter. Reddit called it out a couple days ago. Reddit said they're going to go ahead and drop news of a skin or something, and they'll try and sweep it under the rug, and that is what they've done. Now, if you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, you know that I always approach these things generally from a public relations perspective, usually very much siding on the side of the gamers. Now, I side on what I believe to be the most morally correct thing. There were some posts back when Marvel's Avengers Alliance died, and people saying they wanted all their money back. And Marvel Heroes, people were saying they wanted all their money back and everything. With Marvel Heroes on the console, aka the Omega version, that did happen. But the PC version, people didn't get it back. Marvel's Avengers Alliance, people only got back 2 months worth. And people were really upset about it. And I did a video that was like, how much do you own your digital goods? And I drew the parallel that a digital good is akin to going to McDonald's and buying a hamburger. If I paid for this Thor rusted pig shit skin over here and played the game for 3 months and then the game wrapped up, and they're like, okay, we're not doing the game anymore, it's not popular, we are cutting off the servers to the game, we're sorry, blah blah blah, I don't have the right to go to Square, Crystal Dynamics, to Xbox, PC, PlayStation, whatever, Steam, Windows Store, and say, okay, I spent $14 for the Thor rusted piece of pig shit skin, I want my money back. You know why? Because if I did 7-10 hours of playing the game with the rusted Thor pig shit skin, well, guess what? I consume my hamburger. Period. I got my money's worth out of this character. I paid for it. I used it. I got 10 hours out of it. I don't feel I have the right to gripe to get the money back. Any more than if you go to McDonald's, you buy a hamburger, you sit down, you start eating it, and you get 3/4 of the way through the burger and go back to the counter and say, this burger's raw. Well, dude, you should have maybe said something about that 2 bites into it. How do you get 3/4 of the way through the hamburger, potentially putting your life at risk from salmonella, and say, this burger's raw? with 2 bites left of the burger. The customer isn't always right, and that's one of those situations where I'm sorry, I don't think you're right. But what Square is doing is clearly this. I mean, this is a great meme about it. The community dealing with over years worth of crippling bugs, delays, unfinished or lacking content, irrelevant updates, lack of communication, overall poor management of the IP, the quickness with which they fixed people earning skins, but the delay they had with fixing people's private IPs being streamed out, and then they come and say, hey, community, stop being toxic, be civil and productive. Like, you don't have any basis to tell the community to stop being babies about this. I mean, this is... Their PR team literally is playpen level stuff. Reddit called it that they were going to do this, and they did it. And the amazing amount of testicles it takes to make this be your first tweet back. I mean, this is complete elephantitis of the ball sack over here to do this. And these people who are just simping away, these defenders of what they're doing, is gross. This guy's got a good idea. Hey, can you put the Legacy and Verizon skins up in the marketplace? Because you have a lot of new game players, and this is now true because of the Game Pass, who've never had a chance to earn these. Give them a way of doing it. Mobile games have done this before. Marvel's Avengers Alliance did that, where if somebody was a lockbox character and you come around a year after they were a lockbox character, you had ways of earning it. You had ways of getting the gear you missed the first time. How many people picked up the cube on a sale, or the Mystic Stick? So, I mean, this is... here, cost of a booster isn't that bad. $5 for a week of XP. Yeah, it's $5 for a week of XP on top of buying the game, on top of buying skins, on top of being heavily baited into buying MCU skins. After they said, oh, you know, we want this to be a standalone thing, it's not tied to the MCU. They listened to the uproar enough. They gave us the MCU skins, but they definitely charge us an arm and a leg on it. This is... Here, the balls to post this fluff before you address lying to your player database. Our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck. I mean, all of these are so correct. Not just because they're correct morally, but also correct because that lady with the shawl stood on stage and said, no pay to win, no lockboxes, cosmetic only. You could absolutely narrow the argument down and say, well, she said no pay to win. Napalm, you said at the beginning of the video, it's not quite pay to win, it's pay to convenience. However, she did say just cosmetic. They absolutely need to get a statement out. That is what makes this 20 times worse. The Destiny community can tell you about this stuff. So many other game communities can tell you how this goes. And literally cowering in the corner in the back of a cave, pretending this doesn't exist, this doesn't happen, and then coming out with this, hey, here's concept art of a raid. I mean, they don't even go to Spider-Man, which is what people want right now, but concept art of a raid of content that dropped 2 months ago. Let me tell you, when World of Warcraft gives you an expansion, they have the first raid available within about 2 or 3 weeks. It's actually available right then and there. They just hold it so that people get the level and the gear and the item level to get into the raid and be successful. They don't hold it because it's not done. They hold it to give the players a chance. We need a date for that raid. I mean, Wakanda came out a while ago now. Why is the raid so delayed? Where is Spider-Man? Any of these things could have been better to talk about than just, here's some concept art of a raid, of an expansion that's already been out for a while, with no explanation as to why the delay between the raid and the expansion. Where's Spider-Man? Here's a piece of art. Here's a 10-minute or like a 15-second video of his traversal and how it's going to work, and they're still ignoring it. The only thing they've said is like, hey, guys, calm down. Let's be civil and we'll talk about this. Okay, so we fucking calm down. Where are you talking about it? So at this point, this is just infuriating. And it is not infuriating as a... and then you get bugs like this. Where the bugs of Iron Man lifting his helmet faceplate, and then there's another faceplate behind it. Or half-naked Captain America being rescued from his cryo sleep with his shield on his back. I mean, and this one right here, here's Square's Final Fantasy XIV that is raking in the positive press like you would not believe. World of Warcraft players are kind of looking to Final Fantasy XIV as the god rays coming through the cloud with the angelic chorus. And as a WoW diehard, I can admit that that's happening. But Square isn't even the bastard redheaded stepchild. It literally is Thor in a rusted pig shit skin. This is a perfect image to show off the state of Marvel's Avengers right now. Yeah, maybe they've got an influx of players from the Game Pass. I'm now happy I can play it on my PC at full quality if I want to, because streaming from my Xbox is janky for some reason. I'm glad for those things, but from a PR perspective and a gaming perspective, these guys are screwing up hard. And they have burnt out 4 welcome mats now with the community. Those people who can give them a 5th welcome mat, hey, I mean, more power to you, but this is getting to be straight up garbage. And there's no other way of phrasing it at this point. I've gone ahead and pre-ordered the deluxe edition of the Guardians of the Galaxy game. It's extremely risky to have done that, but it's on Steam. The press about it from people who've played it have been positive, whereas at least with Marvel's Avengers, when people did the beta, we did say it wasn't particularly positive from doing the beta. Same thing for Fallout 76. People did the beta and are like, yeah, no. But at least the Guardians of the Galaxy game beta, or not beta, but people who've played demos have been like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's really fun. It's really pretty. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Marvel's Avengers is Thor in a rusted pig shit skin so that people go to the Guardians game and they're like, oh, thank you for saving us from Marvel's Avengers. This is so much better. But yeah, that's what I got to say about that. It's really sad. It's depressing, but entirely predictable that their Twitter ignored the controversy after they called for civility. They screwed up their... Here's how many bargains they've dropped over here. Here's how many bargains they didn't keep. 1, cosmetic only in the store. They didn't keep that bargain. 2, calm down, we'll talk about it. They didn't keep that bargain. It's mind-blowing what they're doing over here, and it's bad from every angle. And these defenders, these excessive fanboys on their Twitter over here saying, hey, it's not that bad, and the people actually responding to the main post saying you need to calm down about the EXP and everything. It's not just about the EXP in the game. It is about the blown trust that people have with them. Let's actually see, because, you know, we need it. We need it. No trust. Liar. We gotta find it.
Avengers? We're the Avengers, not the pre-Vengers, right? You made your point.
I think it's here somewhere.
No, here's my point. Sit down. We need you. Your new blood.
Your new blood, Guardians of the Galaxy.
For you, Cap, got no coordinates, no clues, no strategies, no options, 0 zip, nada. No trust. Liar.
There you go. There it is. That clip right there sums it up. Points to Guardians of the Galaxy game as new blood. Points to Marvel Future Revolution as new blood and points to the old Marvel's Avengers game and the developers and the studio and says, "No trust, a liar." That's exactly what we are facing over here. I'm glad I found this clip so quick. I just need to record that 10 seconds over there and slam their Twitter with it every time it comes up. So anyway, that's where we are over here. No surprises. They were radio silent and then came out with garbage, and that's Garbage Skin Thor, Garbage Skin Company. Anyway, so what do you guys think now that we've been cooking with this issue, and that is a loud car going by? What do you guys think about this issue now that we've been stewing in it for over a week or so? I definitely want to hear. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.